Okay, good morning. This is the third session in which we are going to discuss some information about this third week of our module number 7. I would like to appreciate to all of the students that are working continuously and making an effort to perform good activities in English. We are facing some difficulties. I have checked and I have realized that some of you have really problems using English or at least following the idea or following the guide or rubrics for each activity. It is important that I mention to you that it is necessary that you make an effort to perform or to finish and deliver every activity that is indicated in the week. The learning forum is one of the problems I could say that represent for you a good development and the process of learning because I'm checking every single day on a daily basis that you are working, that you are using English, and that you are following instructions. Remember that distance learning has to do with the ability to organize and present what you are learning as soon as the information reach you. In this case, I'm going to discuss activity 5 and activity 6, and I'm going to provide one page in which you can find any other materials. Moreover, the the importance of covering the materials in the week. Me as an assessor has to identify what are the problems that maybe the activities could have. Maybe the activities not working out good. Maybe the videos are not working well. Maybe the questionnaires that you have to fill in, uh, they don't have the links or they don't have the images that you need. Those kind of things, those kinds of problems are the ones I am in charge of. And I have to download the materials. I have to revise all the materials because uh, I am in charge of it. I mean, and you have to fill in, have to work with. And if you are doing so, that's it. That is a good activity for you. And the score you're gonna get will better maybe a 90 or 95, even a 100% of your qualification. So it is important that you follow every single advice that you receive uh, from me, from the tutor, Alba, or your friends. Maybe you have someone that helps you to finish activities, which is good. Maybe our children, maybe you have a son studying in a bachelor degree, or you have a daughter who is studying high school, or even you have sons or a daughter that is studying English in a college. I mean, all of those resources are good for you. All the resources um, have it to work out for you. Okay, so it is decided that you don't feel bad, you don't fall behind because it, this is a process. Some of you in the feedback after each activity, I write, make an effort. Remember that it is important you finish this. It is important that you have the ability to perform good activities. And some of you respond me, well, yeah, I want to finish the activity, but English is not good for me. English is not working good for me, and I understand. I understand what is your emotion or the emotion the emotional issue of English or learning English has, but the result in the end is better. You know, you feel good when you finish an activity and you see you have been scored with 100% of the score. Okay, and you, some of you, many of you many of you deliver and finish really nice activities. I mean, use colors, use graphics, use uh, use apps that maybe help you to deliver. One of the other things I want to mention today is the excessive use of translator. It could be Google, it could be Lycos, it could be Hotware, it could be Word Reference, any of the activities that you use to support what you are doing is good. I mean, if you feel that using translator help you to finish a sentence, it's good. The problem arises when you use the translator to do all the activity. And I I am checking and I notice that situation. I mean, I am an English teacher for 16 years now. So I detect when you are overusing translator. You don't rearrange the lines. I mean, you just write a sentence, translate it, and write it back down in the activity. You don't organize it. That's why I noticed that you are overusing translator. Remember, I'm not saying translator is bad. It's good because we are learning a second language. We are we are turning into bilingual students. But when you overuse, as some of you posted and sent the messages, when you overuse a translator over your own learning, I don't know what I'm going to score. I don't know what I'm going to revise because it's not your activity. They are not your sentences, they are not your comprehension, they are not your paragraphs. That's why I ask you not to overuse translator. And if you are going to use it, good, but just as an supportive issue, not a finishing machine of what you are doing. Remember, you could say, "Oh, come on, teacher. I have problems with English. I am now 40 years old. I am 50 years old. I'm 35 years old, and I don't know. I don't remember anything of English since back in junior high school when I was in secundaria." And that's real. That's a thing I understand because I have been through those activities. I mean, back in the beginning of my studies as an English teacher, I faced that. But my piece of advice is try to make an effort. It's better for me to see that you are having some troubles trying to finish a sentence, but using the materials and using the tools that the platform give you, um, inch after inch or word after word, is better for me because I could say this student is doing a really effort to finish those activities. Okay, so let's consider one of the pages I work with when I request some activities for my students. You know, the pandemic of coronavirus is changing all our visions of education. In my city, in Colima, I've been working with students for junior high school and um, bachelors, administrators, accountants, doctors, paramedics, and all of us are working on distance learning too. So this page works for me because it has a very nice instructions. Okay, so let's revise what is going to happen. What is going to happen with the activity from this week? This is model server block A. Okay. Now I finished to revise all the things of the past week. Okay. All right. So what we have here, activity number 5, be a positive thinker. This the what is the activity about? This is the purpose. Compartir información de tus deseos, aspiraciones y planes personales. This is the thing that you have to remember all the time when you are doing, when you are performing your activity. ¿Qué necesito? Those are the things that you need to perform a good activity based on the rubrics that I'm going to revise. Some of you have asked me in the messages, teacher, what is gonna be graded in the activity? Do I have to perform it in English all? Do I have to perform it in a Spanish thing all? What is going to happen? And I ask, and I respond, okay, see, that's the thing you understand, which is good because you are trying to understand the structures in English. But go to the rubrics again, as I mentioned in the first session. Go to the um, rubrics, which is in the end of the page, and in this place you could check what is the things that you are going to revise. In this case, for example, en level experto. Descarga el documento a Tenka y da respuestas claras y adecuadamente estructuradas a las preguntas de la primera fila en función de los criterios de la primera columna. Redacta un párrafo en inglés. This is the thing I want you to remember. Redacta un párrafo de inglés de 5 o 8 líneas en donde describe con claridad y utilizando adecuadamente el vocabulario de esta unidad. Me he encontrado a face some student that is answering this thing in Spanish. You are not allowed to respond in Spanish. You are responsible for asking or responding this in English. Why? Maybe you're gonna say, why, teacher? I don't know English. Well, the point is that it is an indication in the rubrics. Okay, this is the rubric. What is a rubric? It's the thing that I use or the platform use to revise and provide you a grade. Okay, so please don't write anything in Spanish. Realiza la grabación clara y precisa de sus respuestas con una duración máxima de 2 minutos. Maybe you are gonna face some trouble finishing on 2 minutes. Maybe the instructions are um, are kind of um, hard to follow. Maybe you need more than 2 minutes. It's okay. But my advice is try to cover all the small things that show that you finished good this activity and you don't need 2 minutes because you are organizing what is going to rehearse. Okay, then you record it and maybe you are going to last less than 2 minutes. Okay, if you try to cover all the things and try to show all the things that you have learned in this process, maybe you're going to face that problem. But remember, if you try to cover small things that show you understand, it's okay, and you're going to last less than 2 minutes. Okay, I want to mention something important here. I have found out some students that simply did not attach any audio file. In the first one, in the cognitivo desempeño, says no incluye su audio. But there is not enough. Check now in the comunicativo. Omite subir su audio. There is a difference. Sure, there is a difference between no sube and omite. What is the difference now when I'm check your activity and I don't see any link, any image, any um, file? Well, I say omite subir su audio, and I'm I am in the problem that I post to you 12 points out of 20 or 24 points out of 40. You check the difference. In the first place, there are 40 points, and in the third place are 20 points. So I can't, I can't uh, reduce you in this case, or in this case, I'm not summing up. I'm not putting out you part of the things because I'm going to affect you. What I'm going you to remember, it is necessary for you to understand that audio file is important, is compulsory tool to be attached to the activity. You cannot go forward the any activity representative or supportive material if you don't attach the audio file. When you do so, when you send me the activity with no audio, I'm going to score low. Why? Because you are deciding to send me the activity with no audio. What I'm going to say, if I don't see any audio file, I'm going to say you don't send the audio file. If you upload the link, that's what I'm going to say now. If I see the link, some of your mates say to me, please download the audio file. All the things in your activity have to be downloaded. They don't open automatically. They don't open as the activity just rolls down. I have to link it and open it, download it. So don't worry about it. You don't feel like, oh my gosh, the teacher is gonna download any other thing. No, 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 no. Be sure I'm going to do it. If I write down any feedback and you see like, oh, the teacher is telling me that the audio file doesn't work out, it's because I try. I have four applications: Bucaro, Media Player. I have Microsoft Player. I have BLC. I have um, Drive. So sorry, R5. And if they don't work out with any of the application I have in my computer, sorry, but I'm going to say you audio file just don't work out. Okay, so I'm going out to score. I can't or I couldn't, depending on the case. So please, if you have problems with uploading your audio file, please write me down in your activity. PS, teacher, I have problems with the audio file. Some of you is asking me extensions because the file doesn't work out. It's good. I mean, you can ask, and I'm gonna open, but avoid. Please don't send me the audio file to the email because I have to prove that you sent the audio file in the platform. Okay, so um, you can do it, but I'm going to give you any score if I don't see it in the platform. Remember, I have to prove that you send all the information in the platform. Okay, so you have facing problem with uploading your audio file, or you have problems with uploading what you are doing and what you are recording. Please let me know, maybe in a message. Or another things before I go forward. I have this thing which is named mensajes. In this case, mensajes, there are good things that you should know. All the things I write down in the platform has to be proof of it. Please, if you have to tell me something important for your learning process, maybe an extension, maybe a request, maybe an inquiry, please let me a message here. Okay, let me a message here because that's is the thing that I want to prove that I'm working with you and we are working good. Okay, please. I'm going to read your emails. That okay because I give you the email and it's my compulsory activities to provide you an email in case I am not online in the platform. My schedule on the platform rules from 11 or 12 in the morning until 2 or 3 in the afternoon. Kind of 3 hours, 4 hours, depending on the things I'm working. Particularly on Sundays and Sunday and Saturdays or Sundays, I'm online twice during the day. In the morning, 11 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and later on the afternoon, maybe 5, maybe 6, just to check what is the amount of activities I have to revise. So please pay attention to it. Okay, let's go to the activity number 6. I expect you are understanding what is going to happen with those two activities. Okay, now we have an opening ceremony. In this activity, I face some problem that you're gonna have because because okay, I'm gonna open the document. Okay, okay, just to let it clear because you could face some problems. 1 second, 1 second, don't get fired. Okay, now we have the opening ceremony document. Write 3 questions in English to know the specific information in the open example. For example, what will the opening take place? The truth, write 3 questions in English to find out what your parent will do before the opening day. For example, what will you wear for that day? Will you bring a tuxedo? 3. Write the answers to the previous question. Remember to use long answers. In a paragraph again of 5, choose 8 lines. Write how the English can help you to have a better job. Okay, what is the problem with the number 1 and the number 2 instructions? You have to use the particles will. Why? Because you are going to use it as an opening ceremony. For example, put in your mind that you are gonna have maybe in 2 days, maybe in 1 month, maybe in 1 year. Okay, you are going to have a ceremony. So the questions that you are going to use has to be using will or using going to. Please do not write any other question that don't have no particles of future tense. Okay, if you want to um, if you want to write a question, for example, do you um, do you have wine or do you have uh, red wine? That question is incorrect because you have to use will or you are going to use going to. That's why it said where will be the opening take place. Okay, I mean a ceremony that is going to be uh, placed in the future. That's why you cannot ask anything in present. Okay, 2 questions to find out what your partner will do before the opening. Okay, again, will do before the opening. In this case, the questions have to be related to your friend. Okay, you cannot ask any other question using no, will, or going to particles. You cannot, you cannot ask, friend, do you like opening ceremonies? No, that question is incorrect. Friend, do you have a card to go to the opening? Incorrect. Friend, do you have a couple or your girlfriend to go to the opening? Incorrect. You have to use will or going to particles. For example, what will you eat before opening the ceremony? Will you will you um, will you buy extra bottles of wine? Will you perform any dance? Are you going to perform any spectacle? Are you going to buy an accompany woman? Okay, that is the things that are correct question with will or going to. Why is it necessary to use it? Because we are talking about futures. Okay, and futures commands the use of will or the use of going to. Okay, but in the case of the activity number 6, which is an opening ceremony, remember it's in English. Okay, now we are going to the page I want to show you. Okay, this is the page. Learning British Council. This is British Learn English. Okay, how do I find? How you can find it? You can go to Google, and the second one you write British Council. Okay, and then the second page. Click on it, and the page you're gonna find is this. Okay, and those are the things I want you to show. Cursos you need, well, maybe you can apply for. Abilities, comprensión oral, lectora, escrita y expresión misma. Gramática, principiante, intermedio y referencia gramática inglesa. Vocabulario, inglés para negocios, si les interesa ya un poquito más avanzado. Inglés general. Esto está buenísimo, tú lo puedes entrar y checarlo. Y por último, IELTS. IELTS is an examination very important that provide you scores that maybe you're going to be a almost native speaker. You know almost good levels of English. Okay, first, um, in this case, gramática. You're going to intermedio, intermedio alto. Okay, and in this area, in this space, you're gonna find the grammar lessons. And the grammar lesson, you go roll down, roll down, roll down, and it is future plans. Do you know how to talk about future plans using will or going to and the present continuous? Go and take it. You can enter, click on and enter, and you're gonna find out good things. I mean, you can work with this. Okay, this is some explanations and the grammar tests. Grammar explanation. Okay, good, excellent. And grammar test. You check there are two grammar tests: grammar test 1 and grammar test 2. How does it work out? Okay, after you finish the grammar explanation, you can fill out, you can respond the test, and they give you how is your comprehension on the topics, and that's excellent. Okay, going back to the platform, please remember you have to cover, you have to revise um, all the materials on the week. All these materials that you check are marked. Okay, what is the meaning of it? Well, I entered, I revised every single materials, and they are working good. Okay, every single materials was revised by me, and they work excellently. You can use it, and that's going to help you a lot. Okay, so If you are following good the instructions in this activity, they are good. I mean, they are excellent. So uh, if you keep having questions or you keep having doubts, please let me know. The ones who are now or asking me, teacher, I have this question, teacher, I have this. Okay, I'm only here to help you. Okay, don't hesitate, don't feel bad about it. I'm going to respond. Maybe I respond in 1 minute. Maybe I'm going to respond in 20 hours because I don't I don't I'm not online. You know, I am working with my another job. I am paramedic in the Cruz Roja, so maybe I'm working, but I'm receiving the notifications in my cell phone. I say, oh, fulano de tal has a question. Okay, I'm going to enter. If it's in my pos if I have a chance to do it, right there, I do it. I mean, I don't wait. Come on, tomorrow. No, no, no. If the question is important to be responded uh, simultaneously, I do it. No hesitations. I go to the platform. I go to the message and I responded. So feel free to ask me what is the problem you're facing. What are the problems you probably uh, gonna face. Okay, this is the third week, and I expect you don't have more problems, and you don't feel bad, you don't fall behind it because English is that hard, it's that difficult because uh, it's like any other ability, like any other ability. It has to be practiced, and practice will be better for you if you keep doing what you know best. So please, if you have any doubt, you have any question, let me know. Ciao.